Radio Black Podcast is all the way live.
Hey.
What's up, guys? How y'all doing on this great Monday?
Marvelous Monday.
It is Monday. It is October. It's the first week in October. It's the first Monday in October. Y'all start first October together. It is Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
Please like and share the video. Come on in, like and share this video, please. Radio Black Podcast is all the way live each and every Monday right here on Facebook, YouTube, and is it Twitch?
Twitch.
No, Twitch.
What?
And Twitch. We all went live right here. Radio Black Podcast, y'all. Please like and share the video. All right, y'all. We're going to start the show off with our Radio Black Week recap. Just talking about some of the things that went on Radio Black on this week. So what are we doing on Tuesdays, y'all? So Tuesdays, we have a new Tuesday. Instead of reading a letter, what are we doing?
So on Tuesdays, we are really revamping what we're doing. So we are basically small businesses. So if you have a small business or know a small business owner that you think needs a shout out, send us that information. And where can they send the information to? Toya?
She done forgot the email. They do me like this
The kids don't move out today,
y'all. At gmail.com. Y'all do me. Hey, don't put me on the spot. Y'all already know.
RadioBlackCrew@gmail.com. So
yes.
We want you to send us your small business, if you're an entrepreneur. We want you to send us all your information. Send us how people can contact you. We're going to feature you, spotlight you every single Tuesday. We're going to do that. We're going to have some new businesses, entrepreneurs every single Tuesday. I've been getting a lot of advice about it since I told my friends.
Yeah.
So, I'm excited.
Yes, we're going to be doing that every Tuesday, y'all. So please like and share the video again. Also, okay, so what's to be on Radio Black? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So that's for Tuesday. That's our new Tuesday, y'all.
Yeah.
And then so on
Wednesday,
Wellness Wednesday, we talked about Domestic Violence Awareness Month. We said, did you know that October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month? If you need help, call 1-800-838-8238. You are not alone. So we shared that from Facebook University, and Danny posted that. On Thursdays, we have Trigger Me Thursdays.
Yeah.
This Thursday, we put a couple of things that trigger.
Let me go and do what I did. Yeah. That was our petty eat. You hear me, Toya? Let me go. Get it out my
Toya's petty eat would be people that text in all caps, and the ones that don't know the difference between your, two, and two. I don't, you know what? The last two, not the number
the
two.
The T-O and the T-O-O.
The T-O and the T-O-O, I get confused on those.
I don't know why.
So when are you supposed to use T-O-O?
Like, you going to the store.
Okay, I know that was
He said T-O-O. Yeah, that's
no,
he said he mixed it up. Like,
he
said, why do I use T-O-O? I said, that means like also, in addition to.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's the only time you use it?
Yes.
That's
like, I got some money too. That means
like,
I got
some money.
Yeah, I'm going to the store. It's
T-O.
Look what I said. Zero. Yes.
Oh, okay. So they didn't teach me that in school.
Well, they should have. What school you went to? That's Stevenson.
I'm
sorry. You work in Stevenson. I was not working there when he was in school.
I went to the Dale Turner Elementary.
That DISD.
You know what? That was a really good elementary school.
Yes.
Now that they didn't teach him the difference between 2 and 2.
I'm sure they taught me. I probably wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, you was always in the coma somewhere.
Yeah, they probably taught me that when I was at Jefferson Davis over on Polk.
No, the petty egg for me. That's why most are white for the corner of my mouth. I said it's the white stuff in the corner of people's mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Most are white from the side of the mouth.
We do that to mine and get monkey real quick.
I'll be talking to people and be like,
Yeah.
get that little cornmeal. Oh, that's just a little cornmeal.
A mix.
Oh my gosh.
And Michelle Hector said her egg is always If you know spit fly out your mouth every time you talk, back up when you're talking to people. You don't like when people
Spit talking.
and talk. Yeah. Well, I'm a bartender, so that happens to me a lot. So I have to keep like my hand up like this when people talking to me.
When it happened, do you duck or dodge or go like,
I basically go like,
do the people apologize when they do?
they're like, oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry, my bad.
I got a funny story. My mom took me to parent conference one time, and I knew this teacher was a spit talker, and I forgot to remind her. And he was sitting up there just lying. First of all, he was lying on me, but he was like, "Yeah, she's something else today." He spit a tomato on her face.
Oh my God.
He had leftover lunch.
It came through the crack of his teeth.
Wait a minute. So he had a gap in his mouth and it flew through his teeth.
Hey, mama. She said good evening.
Hey, mama.
Hey, mama.
That's my mama. Y'all. She's watching. Okay, y'all. So, that was Thursday. Okay, and then on Fridays we have Financial Friday. So we always have a good financial tip every Friday. Here's the truth: wealth isn't built by accident; it's built by habit. Every time you get paid, put your savings first before bills and spending. Start with 5 to 10% of your check, even $20 worth. Use automatic transfers to make it effortless. Over time, you'll build an emergency fund and peace of mind. That's a good idea. So, in addition to doing that, you also need to be putting your 10% up for your tithes. Okay, so you pay your tithes. Yes, yeah. You better get it on head. Okay, so, but we didn't put that. We just put put your 5 to 10% aside, in your savings. It's not a lot of money when you think about it.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of money when you're saving it every paycheck, okay?
Yes.
So that was on Friday. On Saturdays, we don't do anything, y'all. We be chilling on Saturdays. We spend time with our families. What did y'all do this weekend?
My baby turned 17.
Oh my God.
My son Ace turned 17.
Happy birthday, Ace.
Happy Saturday.
1 year to he a grown man.
Baby. I'm talking
You have a whole grown man.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So shout out happy belated
birthday.
Happy birthday again to Ace. Yes.
So his birthday was on Saturday.
His birthday was actually
What
on
did y'all
Saturday.
do?
We went to Texas Roadhouse because
Oh,
that's where he
that
wanted
sounds
to
good.
go.
Yeah, he loved everything.
Yeah.
I can use me about 8 of them rolls.
Me too, man.
I go and just order a box sometime. I just go. That's all I go get.
What
They
did
were
you do this
good.
weekend?
I had a volleyball tournament. We was there all day, so I was tired from that.
You look tired on the
Man.
pictures.
Man, you've been there before.
I'm already knowing.
Yeah. So we did volleyball, and then Charles did a catering event to
Okay.
a friend of the family. His mom turned 70, so they had a birthday dinner and they had a retirement party for her. So
Oh, that's awesome.
it was pretty nice. That's about it though. That's what's
Y'all
up.
know what I did. I worked.
I know you worked.
Bartenders in my job.
Wow.
Yes.
Except you.
I'm the last one standing.
They already
I'm
know.
yet holding on.
Holding on.
They did bring in some new people, but I did have to. I was supposed to work with Kevin on stage. Concert
Yeah.
in Houston.
Oh yeah.
And so, because I go to Houston every Saturday, so I had to cancel that gig and stay here at home.
You felt bad. You had to help out. Yeah.
I wasn't mad about it though.
Yeah. You made up for it. Yeah. Okay.
I enjoyed my weekend as well, working.
Okay.
I really like working.
Yeah.
I have a good time when I'm at work. I need to come to One City one day, y'all.
I'm gonna come up there. You
My
gotta
man,
invite
I'm
us.
gonna roll up in
Sunday,
there.
we have Rated Inspiration Sunday. So on Sunday, we send out some inspiration and some encouraging words. Sometimes the hardest battles are the ones nobody sees, but you're still standing, you're still pushing, you're still showing up, and that's strength, not struggle. This week's reminder: God didn't bring you this far just to leave you. Every delay has a divine reason. Every lesson is shaping your next level. Keep walking in purpose and peace, even when you can't see the full picture. So y'all make sure y'all check us out every single day. And today is Monday.
Yes. Monday live.
And so today's show, we have a very, very special guest today.
Yes.
We have Tayana
Yes.
Hickman-Bennett joining us live on the show today. Welcome.
Yay!
Tayana.
Hey.
And so today's topic is "Don't Love Me to Death." And so it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and so we have a special guest. Like I said, we have Tay here on the couch with us. Welcome, Tay, again.
Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. So, Mo, I will let you introduce her.
Trying to eat. I need to stop trying to eat on camera. Yeah. So again, welcome Tay. Everybody, Tay has been, I guess, a part of our little circle, Mentoria circle, since about 2020, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all met Tay doing the financial industry, doing life insurance, and we all kind of connected and clicked. And so Tay is a beautiful person, y'all. She is an amazing speaker. Y'all literally have to hear this girl speak. I told her she needs to be like a motivational public speaker one day because her story resonated so much with me when I first met her. But yeah, she's a mother to 4 beautiful children. She has 2 boys and 2 girls. And guess what, y'all? Guess what?
What is?
Show them that ring, girl. Show them that ring. She getting married. She getting married, y'all. She getting married this Friday, right?
Yes, Friday.
So yeah, she
10-10, baby. 10-10.
That's a good day. I can Yeah. So without further ado, we have Tayana. We call her Tay for short, but we are so happy that you are here today.
Yes.
We are so thankful that you came to share your story with us. And we know that she is going to touch some people on tonight's show. This is very touching. We got the tissue box. Where the tissue box at?
I don't know. I told y'all.
She told you.
Have it ready. Just have it all on there just in case.
Yes. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Let's go get this thing rumbling. Let's get it rumbling.
So tell us a little bit about your story, Tay.
Okay. I'll start with my dad was military. So that shaped a lot of my life. Yes. So I was raised very sheltered. So I wasn't around any drugs. The most I knew about was like an alcoholic. That's it. Your uncle who drank too much. And so for me, before I got married, like I had stopped, I was celibate, stopped having sex, stopped doing all of that because I wanted to make sure that the next person I entered into something with would be like the person I was going to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah.
And so that's what I thought I had found. But I didn't realize like who I was getting into a relationship with, and the signs didn't start showing until like we were really in the midst of our relationship. So it's after like I'm pregnant with the first child, like I see a mini sign. Like we got into an argument, and I remember him pushing me while I was pregnant. And going to work, like just crying, shut down, like how can this be? But you're in the thick of it. We're married now, so I'm just trying to go through everything. And I remember just things getting worse. Like it repeatedly got worse. So it was the pushing incident. It was my mornings are peaceful. I listen to gospel music in the morning. I like to get my mind right. I'm an educator, so I'm making sure that my mind is right. So whatever I do with my students will be good. Yeah. And so I remember driving to work one morning. He just arguing, just fussing at me. And in my mind, the only thing that I could do in that moment, because he didn't stop. Like we're on the highway driving, and I opened the door. And it wasn't that I was trying to kill myself. It was just like I want to get away from the argument. Like I gotta go to work. I'm dealing with people that I'm really fool with, and you're yelling at me, you're arguing with me. I just wanted to stop. Yeah. And I remember like him calling my pastor, who's also my cousin, and telling him I needed help. So that was one of the ways of him manipulating me. He would use my pastor against me. He would use scripture against me. Now, mind you, this man came from a really good family. Like when we met, he took me to meet his mom, dad, sister, brother. All of these people are really good people. Married, comes from 2 parents, loving home. Dad was a deacon, like mom in church. I went to church with him. All of these things, and so I couldn't understand what was happening. From a good family, and then like watching one of his family members go through domestic violence. I kill him if you ever do something to such and such. I really hurt him. But on the flip side, I'm dealing with it myself. I'm being wow. So it's like I know where the family comes from. I know who they are, but I'm also dealing with it. So at first it'd be like, if he drank too much, we get into an argument. I remember having a really good time with some of my people. We stayed outside the house. We sat in front of the house. We drinking tequila, having a good time. We get into a house, and I said something and set him off. And he pushed me down the stairs. I had a bruise on my leg, and I'm like, we just had a good time. When did Hyde come out? And it was always things like that. But I thought to myself, as long as it's me, we're good. He never hurt my kids. He's a really good dad. Like, if anybody sees them, they will tell you he's a really good dad. And so I'm like, okay, I can stay. I can just stay for my kids.
Try to work it out.
Then we get into it one day, and we get an argument. He doesn't hit me, but I walk outside, and on that walking down the stairs, there's big holes all in my wall. He's punched holes all through all the house.
Ooh.
And so it progressively got worse. And then he stopped coming home on time. And I'm like, okay, whoever you sleep with, just stay with. Like, whatever you're doing, I'm not concerned anymore. And then I was like, I couldn't figure out what it was. And so then I found out it was drugs. Addicted to drugs. And I'm not talking about the light drugs, like hard drugs. So then my mindset is in marriage is in sickness and health. So an addiction is a sickness. So now in my mind, I'm like, I gotta help my husband get through this. I'm trying to help him get through rehab. I'm trying all these things. And I'm thinking if I sell my house and we move out of this environment, we'll be good. And it was never good. It progressively always got worse to the point that one day we got into an argument and he beat me like bad, like in front of my kids.
Oh,
like really bad, right? And so it was over something stupid too. He was laying down, and then I was doing the laundry, and I remember him saying, "Oh, you gonna fold the laundry around me when I'm asleep? Like I just don't do nothing. Like I just ain't nothing." And y'all have to know I'm a successful person. So I own a business. I'm building up in the business. I'm getting these recognitions. And the more I get, the more he pushes me down. And so it was the day before my daughter's birthday that happened to happen. And so when that did happen or whatever, my daughter was like, "Mom, can we just have one last day?" Like in the kids' mind, they don't care.
Yeah.
She was like, "Can we just go out for my birthday?" So I called him up, even though after this, like I got bruises, scratches, it just didn't register to me yet, I don't think. And I remember us going out to eat. Again, we had a really good time. My daughter wanted crab legs for her birthday, so we're eating the crab legs or whatever. Great time. We get in the car, and he's kind of driving erratically. And I'm like, "What's up? Like, slow down." He stops in the middle of the street, and he's like, "F it, you always got something to say. You always think you know everything." And so he stops, gets out, and I have to start driving now because we got to get home.
Yeah.
And so I'm driving, and I get on the highway. It's me, my daughter, the two kids that I have with him, my daughter and our son that we have together. And y'all, when I tell you, he starts pulling on the steering wheel on the highway. And I'm like, "Stop. Like, you're going to kill us. Like, at this point, what are you doing?" The kids are in the car, pointing in my face, swinging the steering wheel, like changing the gear shift. And in my thought, I'm like, this is it. Like, this is it for me and my kids. We're gone. At the end of the day, I don't know. I'm going 60. We're gone. And then somehow, by the grace of God, I get to swerve over and I stop. Like, and I pull over to the median. I'm trying to call 911, like asking my phone to call, to dial for me. Yeah. And the kids are in the back. They're screaming. They're crying. They're going off. And, and then he gets out of the car and he stands in front. I'm on the phone with 911 and he's waiting to see a car come so he can jump in front of the car. Like, you see it in his mind. You see him looking, and there's a car that goes by, and right when he gets ready to jump in front of the car, my kids are watching all of this. They screaming, they crying, "Daddy, no." The police come and they jump on him, and then they take him away.
wow.
And then that was it for me. Like, I called my grandparents crying that day. They moved us into their house, and like since then it's just been trying to move forward, trying to build, trying to get past it. Like, this is the first time I've ever talked about it and I haven't cried. Like, so it was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's just like, that's what it is. Like, that's what happened.
Okay.
One of the things you said where you didn't recognize the signs
because you didn't see them. You didn't start off with seeing them. So that's kind of our first topic, breaking the cycle, understanding the signs of abuse. And so, can you tell us a little bit about understanding the signs of abuse?
Yeah. So sometimes when you're in a situation, or when you're dating, a lot of times everything's all bubbles and flowers and everything is all sweet, right?
Yeah.
And then it may be something like a raised voice, or it may be something like a name call. It could be those little things. So let's talk about like the red flags that often get overlooked in relationships, because I believe that's where it all starts, right?
Yes.
Yeah. A lot of times when and you have time now to reflect back, because I think a lot of women, and it's not just women, it's men too, that have been into relationships to where things can, the signs not always just physical abuse either. It could be verbal, it could be mental. But let's talk about the red flags, because now you're out of it. Yeah. And now that you reflect on it, start talking about, I know one of the things that you talked about, the push down the stairs. That's when it started getting physical. But was there any signs prior to the pushing down of the stairs before he got physical?
Yeah, it was the verbal. He had a temper. He always had a temper. Like, would pop off on a second, but it wasn't popping off on me. Right? It was more like, if that person messed with you, or I'd be leery about what people would say, because I knew that it could turn into a different conversation and it could go a different way.
Yeah.
And so I was always like walking on eggshells. Like, I wouldn't say certain things, I wouldn't do certain things, I wouldn't bring him around certain people, or I monitored how I would be if we were around people. So I wouldn't get embarrassed or set him off. So I think one of those signs, the verbal. Yeah. And then it was always, there was a 12-year age gap. So it was always you young and you think you know everything, or you're embarrassed by me because you're doing this and that. Like I said, I'm a successful Black woman. Y'all know me, I'm a dominant personality. It was the higher I grew in success was the more that he tried to put me down. I remember one time I was studying for a test. And I'm like, really studying this the night before. And he was like, I was trying to focus on it. And he's trying to be intimate. And I'm like, I don't want to be intimate with you. I have to take a test for FUB. And I'm not going to be married. I'm your husband. And you're not going to give me any. I have a test that I'm taking tomorrow. It's important that I pass this test. And it's based on me getting a promotion. And you're doing this. Like, everything was a sabotage. Like, there was another time I went to take the test and he was like, I'll drive you. Well, why do you have to drive me? And the whole drive was just
controlling, mind control, that kind of thing. And you know what? I can relate to some of this, because even I was married, and same thing, not physical, nothing got physical, but the verbal was crazy, and the thing is that you find yourself shrinking, right? And the drinking does play a factor in it. And when you drink, you become real mean. And then you find yourself not arguing back and forth, because you're trying to make sure that it doesn't spill over. And you're the one that's taking the punches. Even if it's not physical, it's the verbal, because especially when kids are involved, you don't want that to spill over to the kids. So you're taking, this punishment, and it hurts. And with words, you cannot take them back. So when they say certain things, because I wasn't a person that was very, vocal as far as like trying to argue back and forth with you, because for what? I'm gonna lose. It wasn't nothing I was gonna be able to win, know. So sometimes you're just hoping, hey, well, maybe he'll shut up. If I don't say nothing, then maybe he'll stop. Because it takes two to argue. That was my whole philosophy.
That's one of the myths about domestic violence. It says domestic violence is always physical abuse, which is definitely a myth. The fact is that while physical abuse can be one way of maintaining power and control, it does not occur in every abusive relationship, and is usually not the only form of abuse if it is occurring.
Yeah.
Emotional abuse, financial abuse, sexual abuse, isolation, threats, and intimidation are all forms of domestic violence.
Yeah.
And then it says, if a victim doesn't leave, it must not be that bad. They are okay with how they're being treated. That's also a myth. Leaving an abusive relationship is extremely difficult. On average, a victim will try to leave an abusive relationship at least 8 times before successfully leaving.
Yeah.
Some of the things abusers do to make leaving hard can include creating financial dependence, using children as a correction tool, making threats of violence or legal retaliation, or using the court system to keep control of a victim even after they leave. So there are a lot of myths.
He took the kids. We got into an argument. And he took my 2 kids.
Wow.
And they were like babies. And they were his cousins. And I would never forget that feeling of just feeling powerless because he's my husband. He has rights over me.
Yeah.
There's nothing I could do.
And the police not going to do anything.
Because he's their dad. And I remember that feeling of feeling powerless and I couldn't help them. There was nothing I could do.
Yeah.
That brings us to our next topic of why they stay. The complex realities of leaving an abusive, a toxic, domestic violence relationship. The complex realities we kind of just talked about, there are a lot of factors that can play into it. Financial support, the children, all of those things. So it makes it very complex.
Fear,
and so, fear. Fear is a big one.
Just being afraid to just start over.
That's a lot, though.
Yes.
Those are things that you don't take in. You have to take into consideration. But the abuse of staying there and you're miserable. Ain't nothing like your peace. So those are some real factors of why a lot of times people stay, and sometimes people don't know how to get out.
That's right. That's a good, because I had it here. Hold on just a second. It says love is not abusive.
Yes.
And so that makes a lot of sense, because love doesn't envy, it doesn't hate, it's not jealous, and so love is a lot of things. It's not abusive. It doesn't hurt at all. It's not supposed to hurt. Love feels good.
It does.
And it does not hurt. So
I have a question. How do we support people without judgment? Because a lot of times when you're on the outside looking in, it's easy to tell you, gonna leave that man, gonna leave that woman. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's not that simple.
Well, I don't know how you doing that girl out of bed,
So how do y'all, or what do y'all think as far as like supporting people when it comes down with no judgment? You stupid for staying, you hear all of those things. That's not helping the situation.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Toya, because I did have something on that, and I was researching, and it tells us that if you feel like someone is in a domestic violence situation, it's called the 3 R's. Okay. So you recognize it, you respond to it, and then you refer.
Okay.
That is your job. It's not your job to get all in the business, you might be making the situation worse. It's just stepping in. But going by those steps right there is the first step that you can take when helping others out. So it's recognize, respond, and refer.
This is some facts about domestic violence, y'all. 10 million adults experience domestic violence annually in the United States. Did you guys know that?
No.
One in 5 women and 1 in 4 men experience domestic violence on a daily basis. Every 20 minutes, someone experiences a domestic violence situation.
That's crazy.
It's absolutely crazy.
We got a lot of people in the chat. We got Shakoya said, tell them that you're there for them through whatever they decide and actually mean it. So they definitely need that support system.
Don't judge. I remember the meanest comment I ever heard was, you chose him. Well, no, ma'am, I didn't choose to be in a situation where I was going to be getting, abused. And so it makes you want to say. I remember my grandma though, she could sense it. She just didn't know what was
Yeah.
going on.
Mhm.
But she would start keeping my kids.
Yeah.
Like she kept them often. Like I'll pick them up from school. I'll do whatever you need me to do. She always had my kids because she said she could just tell
She could
something was
see it.
going on.
See the
So
signs.
when it got bad enough, that's the first person I went to.
Yeah.
Sports Mom 4 says no judgment and keeping yourself safe at the same time. Some people don't care and will hurt everyone in the room.
Yes.
Mhm. And then Shakoya also said, and provide resources.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And so,
Because sometimes your advice is not the resource.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm talking about your good advice is not always the resource.
Yeah.
You know, so we gotta watch. And if you, I will shoot that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do not want to go to jail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're right.
But, you know, certain things.
I want to be here for my kids.
Yeah, you know, because you have more to think about. You know, it's not just yourself.
Speaking of being here for the kids, it says children who witness domestic violence suffer the same long-term mental effects as children who experience it directly.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And you know, we kind of talked about that last week when we talked about, you know, being in relationships and what in marriage and staying through whatever, you know. And sometimes like what we saw growing up is what we depleted in our lives. You know, we think it's okay because we grew up with abuse in the house. We grew up with those kind of things. We saw them, you know, and we reenacted them, you know, because we that's what we know, is what we saw. And so that brings us to the next topic: healing after hurt, rebuilding identity and trust. So Tay, I'm gonna ask you this question. When you hear the word healing, what does that mean to you?
So for me, healing was therapy.
Mm-hmm.
I got my kids therapy first.
Mm-hmm.
So I worked a part-time job to be able to take them to therapy. They had independent therapy, they had group therapy. Like I didn't realize what I had done to my kids. Like it was really bad. Trey, my youngest, would have night terrors where he would wake up in the middle of the night screaming and crying. He reverted back. So he had accidents every single night. So the way he would say, he'd be like, Mom, ooh, I sweated hard last night. I said, baby, don't worry. I'll clean your sweat in the sheets. Like, because he was ashamed of it. But he didn't know how to express what he had seen. I remember a conversation with my oldest. He said, Mom, why did you put me in therapy? And I said, because we've been through a lot. And so in that moment, he opened up. He said, I said, I didn't want you to save me. My oldest, I saw him walk by when the day I got my beat, the worst part of my life, like bleeding, bruises, and he was choking me. And I remember him telling me, he said, I'm gonna choke you out right now if you don't stop fighting back. And so my son saw that. I could see my son in the corner of my eye. And he walked past, and as a person who was struggling, like in that moment, I wanted to say, call the police, save me, help me. But the mom and me couldn't do that because it wasn't his. I'm supposed to protect you. So I asked him in that moment when we were talking about therapy and why he has to go. I said, what were you doing in that moment? He said, I had walked to the kitchen and I had got a knife. He said, I was sitting in my room and I was trying to decide how I was going to kill him. And I said, baby, that's not normal. That's why we go to therapy. That's why we're having these talks. And then eventually down the line, after I had gotten that help, I got therapy myself. So now that I'm in this new relationship, healing for me meant we had a conversation. I said, this is where I've come from. We've come from domestic violence. We've come from abuse. So now my children need to see a man love me healthily. I need to revert everything that they saw from this past man that I was with. So if you can't do that, just leave me alone. And so my son calls me his little passenger princess now. That means that mommy doesn't open a door, she doesn't touch a door. And so that's one of the things that he's instilled in my youngest. So my youngest will get out the car, say, Mommy, just sit. And if I get out, he's so angry. He's like, Mommy, go back, sit back in the car. And I sit back in the car. He opens the door. He said, here you go, my little passenger princess. Because they now understand the way mommy is supposed to be treated.
That's powerful.
I love that.
So powerful.
That is really good. My mom used to just stand in front of the door. I'd be like, why we sitting at this door? She'd be like, you ain't open it yet.
You a gentleman. Come on, do what you got.
I'm like, dang. When she gonna open my door?
Tay, so let's talk about your story of resilience and finding love after abuse.
Yes.
Let's talk about that.
It was hard. It was really hard. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I don't even know how he got me. Like, if I'm being honest with you, because I wasn't going out. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't want to be bothered with the man. And KK will tell you, like, she's like, Mom, you said you were just gonna be married to Jesus. How you getting married? I said I did say that I did, but I met him at work.
Okay.
Okay. Through working together, he saw my personality, and he'll tell you, he said, I saw that you were hiding, and I couldn't figure out what you were hiding from and why you wanted to hide. Like, I guess it was or my spirit, whatever. He saw that I was hiding, and he said he just had to be there for me. He said he saw me taking care of everybody else, but I wasn't taking care of myself.
That's a good man, Savannah.
To take care of me. That's it. Like, that's really what it was.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I love that. The breaking through that cycle. So at the same time you were hiding and he saw you.
Yeah.
And after what she been through, I'm pretty sure it was very hard to open up.
Being vulnerable.
Yeah.
It was hard to open up. I didn't want to share him with anybody either. I kept that private for a really long time. Mo knows if we go on a date, don't post him. Because it's
you was posting a finger.
She was posting emoji face.
Emoji over the face.
I was sending the picture for approval. She said, okay, let me fix it up. Okay.
Because family judges you.
Yeah.
They hold on to that like I did that.
Yeah.
Because you married him, or is how can we trust your judgment again with another man? Well, I introduced him to all of y'all, and none of y'all saw anything in it. I went to marriage counseling with him, and it was approved for me to marry him, and in a sense, like nobody said don't do it. So now that this has happened, all of a sudden it's I knew and this and that. No, you should have said something back then before I married him.
Yeah.
And they said, well, would you have listened? I said, even if I didn't, you would have been able to say that you said something. Don't tell me after the fact. So I really wanted to keep him private and to myself, because it wasn't about anybody else. Because when I was going through the abuse, when I had started to share the abuse, few and far between were there for me to help me with this. So why do you care about my next relationship?
Yeah.
I get you on that. Yeah.
Community is important.
Yeah. And that brings us to our next topic, community and culture. Our role in stopping the domestic violence. Tay, just tell us a little bit about, how do you feel about the community and culture supporting people with domestic violence?
There he is, y'all.
Hey, Gerald.
Hey, girl.
We appreciate you, Gerald. We appreciate you.
Community. Black people have it bad about saying, don't tell your business.
Yes.
And so that can keep you in bondage.
Yeah.
Black people have it bad about saying, grandma been married to the man for 50 years, but the man ain't been good, and we know he ain't good. Why are we staying in something that's damaging our kids in the long run? Like, some of the things we have to break. Like, as a community, support me.
Man, that's so good.
Help
that's
me.
So good.
Love on me.
The violence around abuse.
Build me back up. Like, it's a humbling experience when you have to lose almost everything. And then they don't tell you about, like, I dealt with CPS.
Yeah.
I didn't do anything, but because I fought back, they had a case open on me and a case open on him. And so I'm going through all of these things, and then that leads to depression, because you're like, am I going to lose my kids behind staying too long?
Yeah.
It was multiple police reports filed. It was one police report filed from the incident that happened in the car, but they filed a CPS report.
Yeah, they do.
Then because I went to the police and told them about the fight, but I waited 3 days because, mind y'all, I had bruises, I had blood, my face was disfigured. Why do I want to step out the house like that? It takes courage for me just to go to the police station. He said I waited too long. Then he said because I didn't walk away when he was fighting me, that it was my fault, because I could have just walked away. And then I wrote them back. It was Red Oak Police Department. I lived in Red Oak. And I wrote him back and I said, if I ever died, you'd be the reason.
Yeah.
And that was like the next day, that this happened. So it's just like, there's so many things. The community that helped me. So what I did, I'll tell y'all what I did. I broke every Black stigma. I went to my kids' school and I said, I was crying. I said, I'm a victim of domestic violence. And I said, what I need for y'all to do for me is I need for y'all to allow this place to be my kids' safe place.
Yeah.
I need you to not tell them to stop talking when they're telling you about what happened. I need you to let them tell their story, no matter how many times they have to tell it. I went to church the day after the event happened. I knew that if I just walked in the building, I would be okay.
Yeah.
I literally walked into church, broke down crying, couldn't say nothing, couldn't do nothing. They took my kids, took me to the back, talked to me, prayed for me. And so my church took care of me. My grandmother and my grandfather, before I made it home, they were there. My grandfather said, pack up your stuff. He said, whether you live with me 6 months to a year, 5 years, I don't care how long you live, but you're not coming back here.
Yeah.
And so that's what people need. People need to know that they're loved.
That is needed.
They're taken care of.
That's one of the hardest things to do, too, to take somebody in, no matter how much you love them, your child, your grandchild, to take them in the midst of, whatever they're going through is a very hard thing to do. You have not only taken them, you're taking the kids in. It's a very hard thing to do. So shouts out to your grandparents. They're amazing people, because that's one of the hardest things to do. And sometimes, like if something happens to somebody, and then we're in the back of our head saying, "Oh, I should have let her come over here. I should have had the kids. I wish I would have had the kids." Or, and we always, there's so many missed opportunities because we don't act like Mexicans. We don't live together. We don't live together. We're not putting all our income together. And buying the block, it's amazing. Because I'm being dead serious, y'all. Like that the people who do have somewhere to go, that safe space.
People stay in their own bubble.
Yeah.
What's going on in my family, even though we are family, but a lot of times people want to stay involved in this bubble right here. I don't want to get involved. And so we got to get out of that.
Yes.
We got to get out of that.
Yes.
But I'm grateful for your grandparents.
Yes.
That they stepped in for your kids, for you. That's huge. Yeah. That's huge.
It's amazing.
I love that.
Yes.
And I know so many people who have been victims of domestic violence. I had a friend recently that was killed. And I went to elementary with her. We worked together with the state, and I get on Facebook just one day and I see Smash going live, and I'm like, what done happened? You know how you get on there, and come to find out it was one of my friends, and I'm like, man, it happened in Garland, and she had been trying to escape, and I guess her mom was there. He shot her and her mom, killed her and her mom in front of her 2 kids. And so like that was a really, really hard week for me. Because I know what kind of person she was, and just to get on there and see that. So, like I said, it's a lot of people I know that have been through domestic violence, and I applaud you guys, because man, that's a terrible thing to go through.
Because sometimes people don't get the opportunity to even get out,
or to tell their story,
because it's too late. And so I'm very grateful that you were able to get out of that situation, and that you're here to tell your story, because it is your story that everybody needs to hear, and so a lot of times people don't want to speak on it because they don't want to put their business out there, but for you to come here on this platform and share your story, we thank you for doing that.
Yes, thank you so much.
Audrey put on there, she said it's hard because first off, you don't want to overstep your boundaries, but what are the boundaries when it's a loved one?
That's good. That's really good.
It should be none. It should buy help.
Yeah.
I had a friend who called me every single day. That's it. She called me every single day. We talked every day. Every day. She knew what was going on. She knew I wasn't ready to leave. But she just, every day she talked to me to make sure I was safe, to make sure I was okay. And then after I left, she called me every single day. We don't talk that much anymore, but at the time that I needed her the most,
she was there.
She made sure I was, because after you go through that, I was in depression, really didn't know it. But I literally would wake up, take the kids to school, go home, go to sleep all that time, wake up again, pick up the kids, bring them home. My grandma would cook for them, make them breakfast, help me get them dressed, but she did absolutely everything for me and those kids. She let me work jobs I didn't have no business working.
Yeah.
I'm working at Amazon. I got a master's degree, right? I'm doing stupid stuff just because I don't value myself anymore. I don't know my worth. I don't know what I'm doing, but I know I gotta make some income.
Yeah.
To make sure I can take care of my kids a little bit. That I can be able to give my grandparents a little bit of money. So it was just a humbling experience to start over, but to know that I had a friend who called me every single day. I had people who would text me every now and then, people who wouldn't talk about me, but they loved on me. That was important.
That's real. Right.
Let's talk like we know. Let's go ahead and pub her. She getting ready to tie the knot, right?
Yes.
So go ahead and shout your man out.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I would like for Gerald to call in. Is he able to call in so we can hear him live?
Yes, sure.
Can you give him a number?
Yes, 469 Gerald 213-1031. He watching. 469-213-1031. 469-213-1031.
To hear from the Mr. Gerald.
And so while we're waiting on Gerald too, it's the domestic violence hotline is 1-800-799-7233. If you know somebody or you yourself is going through a domestic violence situation, that is the hotline where you can call and you can get help. Sometimes you don't want to tell a friend or you don't want to tell your mom and them. You scared. That's a real thing too, a fear of what other people are going to do when they find out, you know. And so like, cause I can't tell my mama everything, you know,
I didn't tell
because
my mama everything.
and she gonna come over there.
Yeah, it was a different situation.
It's so not fair, baby. My grandma, you couldn't tell her nothing. She on her way with an ice pick and, and a bag of rocks. Yeah.
Why did you say nothing?
Yeah.
What would y'all have done?
Yeah. And so again, that number is 1-800-799-7233. Yeah, what time is it?
It's time. Yeah.
It is? Oh, yeah,
it is. It's time.
Okay, y'all. We want to thank our guests so much. We want to thank you, Tay, for coming on.
Yay.
We do have something special for you. That we'll make sure you get. And so y'all know what time it is. It's time for Say What Now. Say What Now is where we take all of those funny, thought-provoking, encouraging, hilarious things that we see on Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff, and we read them aloud here on the show. And so you're able to participate in Say What Now as well by sending us your Say What Now, because we want to say what now? We love to hear it, okay?
Am I going first?
I got a suggestion. Why don't we all do one at a time and go? Because my stuff is all over the place and I gotta find it.
Okay, go ahead. I'll start off though. I love going around people that don't like me. Yeah, bitch, I'm here. Yeah, here I am, right here.
Right here.
Go ahead.
Okay. My coworker started crying because her boyfriend broke up with her through a text message at work. And my manager said that's why we stay off our phones at work.
See.
Okay, we do have Gerald calling in, y'all.
We don't hold it.
Hold on just a second. Gerald. Hold on. Let me. I'm not connected. Let me see what's going on here. Let's see here. I got it. Hold on just a second for us, Gerald. Turn it off and turn it back on there.
While he's doing that,
Gerald, can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear him now.
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
All right, now, Gerald, welcome to. Welcome.
Hey, girls.
Welcome,
Gerald.
How you doing?
So, Gerald,
Great show. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I thought you was gonna say
Gerald, tell us what it's like loving someone so beautiful as Tay.
Oh, yeah, it has been a godsend for me. Yes, I absolutely love her.
Aww.
We can tell by this icing that's in her blind, and if she don't put her hand down, then we're gonna be blind. Jared, I'm trying to come over there and get something to eat.
Well, Gerald, we sure do thank you. We thank you for being a part of Tay's journey. Whether you know it or not, you are a part of her journey, her healing journey, and we can see the glow.
Yes,
glow
we can.
It definitely looks different.
Yes,
everybody in her going
She
to the
looks
wedding
good.
except for me too, Gerald.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not. Yeah. You heard that toy? You said we welcome to come. We might go on a crash that. We might go on a crash. I can bring some fruit trays and stuff too.
What you say, Jeremy?
Let me tell you, she is an amazing person.
Mm-hmm.
And she's such a strong person, such a strong woman.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's good. That's good. And I've been around Tay and Gerald personally, and just the way that he handles the kids.
Mm-hmm.
I love a man that takes care of a kid that's not biologically here.
Yeah.
But
that means a lot.
If you go around them, it's like, man, them his kids.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody else gonna tell nobody else.
Yeah.
Like what she say, Bree said, real true black love.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes. So we thank you, Gerald. We thank you for being that positive role model for her and the kids, because it's something that was definitely needed. And you're gonna be forever blessed for that.
Yes,
forever.
and congratulations on y'all nuptials that's coming up on
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
All right, now jump in that broom. I like to hear it. Thank you so much for calling in, Gerald.
Bye, Gerald.
Bye, Gerald.
Bye.
See you later.
He said, love you, baby. Baby, come on now. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, it's still say what time now. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so my say what now, since we taking turns.
Okay.
So many people have inspired me to be nothing like them.
Ooh, that's a good message.
That's real good.
That.
You gonna tell me to do something you ain't doing.
You cannot at all.
Man, that's a good one.
I'm good at that too.
It's on you. It's on you.
Oh, damn. What's your childhood favorite memory? Me not paying bills. Listen, I asked my mama, could I move back home? She said, ooh, we so proud of you. You out there doing it on your own. Doing good. You're working and got your own place. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. I just need a little time to save a little money. Goodness gracious. Let me come home, mama.
Yeah.
All right, my next say what now? Once I get rich, I'm going to be harder to contact than any HBCU financial aid. Y'all, Howard University.
That was Shaw University. My daughter went to Shaw. That was the same thing, man. And Dartmouth.
Yeah. All of them.
Man, they all the same.
Go ahead, tell you.
Okay, get into the habit of asking yourself, does this support the life I'm trying to create?
Wow, yeah. Because the things that you do, duplicit, where you're going. Forrest Gump said that you can always tell a lot about a person by their shoes.
Yeah.
Where they going, where they been. Yeah. So you got to put on some good, comfortable shoes to walk into your good blessing.
Period.
You got to be patient when you're becoming someone that you've never been before.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Put that on
give yourself some grace. It's not gonna happen overnight.
It's not.
Yeah. If you want to, I always used to say this too. I say this, like if you want to be somebody different, if you want to do something different, then you just start right now. You want to stop smoking cigarettes, start right now. You can stop or change anything about you. You can make yourself better. You have a new chance every single day. Yeah.
24 hours. 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
Now, this is one of my friends, y'all wrote this post. I just had to screenshot it because it was hilarious. One time I went home crying because they called me fat at school. My grandma said, I don't know why the hell you crying. You knew you was fat before you went to school. I'll never forget that day.
Can't get mad about that. Okay, I pray my kids outdo me in every way. Be smarter, go further, heal faster, win bigger. I'm not raising mini-me's. I'm raising upgrade edition.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't need you to be like me.
Don't make the mistake.
You know what I mean? I want you to be better than what I am.
That's right. You can't ask everyone you can't ask someone who's never been where you're going for directions. Some roads you have to travel alone and figure it out along the way.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
I'm not Hezekiah Walker. If you piss me off,
I will harm you with words from my mouth. With words.
Yes, it is. You know what? They say, they used to say that words don't hurt people.
Yeah,
Words do hurt people.
Who
Words,
made up that saying?
I
Sickness
don't
songs
know.
may break my that was the dumbest lie ever in life.
Okay, just because someone carries it well doesn't mean it isn't heavy.
Oh, yes. That's right.
Y'all know.
Mhm.
That's right.
That's like a dress with stones on
What?
it. Yes, it's heavy dress.
It's heavy.
You cannot afford to waste major time on minor people.
Ooh.
I'm gonna read that
Yeah,
again.
say that again.
You
That's
cannot
good.
afford to waste major time on minor people.
Facts. That's facts. That's true.
I might say some shit that don't need to be said, but I don't be lying.
You right.
I did too, because she was fumbling.
No, but
She over here fumbling. She was fumbling.
Okay. My question is, are you the energy or the energy sucker?
Oh wow, I'm a little bit of both.
Ooh. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't like to suck people energy.
I don't,
Yeah, I
I don't
take
want to
all
be
of
the
the
person that's
energy.
taking all the energy out of people. No, thank you. Don't want that. Mo ain't ready. Okay, I'm finna do two. Okay, if they ain't giving you the same energy back, turn the power off on them.
Oh wow, that's good. I like that.
Just clock that. Clock it.
That's a hard thing to do too.
It
Just
is.
turn off the power.
You gonna have to,
because your phone might ring and you might pick it up and
that's okay.
answer
Guess
it.
what? No, you don't. You do not.
I'm gonna put mine on D&D tonight. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, your normal day is someone else's dream. Be thankful every day.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Just
That's
gotta be
good
grateful
right
for
there.
everything that you have.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't take it for
Sometimes
granted.
I do that. I walk around the house and I count my blessings. I'll be like, Lord, I thank you for this couch right here. That I'm sitting on.
No,
Yeah.
really.
Because I remember when I didn't have a
was
real
on the
leather
floor.
couch. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
On the air mattress.
Glory to God, my plants are still green. I'd be happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy, y'all. Mhm.
Yeah. I think we got time for one more.
Yeah, go
We
ahead.
got several.
Okay.
Cause that's you with your one more. Me and Denard are locked and loaded.
Lack of consideration will kill whatever bond we have. I'm not reminding you to act like you care about me.
That part.
Ain't that good?
That is good.
Because a lot of people you have to remind. You got to tell them, hey,
Yeah.
I'm beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look again.
Uh-huh.
There's no ready. Y'all ready? Okay, Mom.
Normalize throwing lamps at people who need to lighten up.
I laugh so hard because a lamp used to be my mama go-to to throw at me.
Yeah.
When
You know. All right. When you are full of love, it confuses people who are full of shit. That's true.
True that, yeah. She knows she was throwing them lamps at me. Okay. Someone out there needs your story. Someone out there needs to see you succeed so they know it's possible for them to be the change. I like that because that's just like today. Your testimony isn't for everybody, but almost everybody needs to hear your story.
Absolutely.
They need to hear it genuinely. They need to hear it come from your experienced mouth because it can help somebody else. Not even if it's not them, it can help somebody else that they know. Have you ever been in church and you heard a message and it was so good?
Yeah.
So good. You be like, dang, my husband wasn't here today. Or,
Oh,
my sister needed this, and you just was like, oh, I gotta record that. I gotta remember how to say it, just like Pastor did, so I can send it to him. So that's why it's important for people to tell their story. Your story matters. Everybody matters, but it's like all the books in the Bible. They got the book of John and Job and Paul and Simon and Peter and all of them. Those are their stories. And so you have a story, you have a book, and so everybody needs to know your story so that they can know that they can there's triumph after tragedy, and then like you can succeed after you've been knocked down, and like all of these things, they need to know that. So that's why I wanted to share that one today.
Okay. And then I got people who are meant for you, hear you differently. Stop explaining yourself.
Yeah, because you ain't got to explain yourself to
That's right.
Now person.
That's right.
If you don't use fast food napkins as Kleenex in your car, you must be in a whole different tax bracket.
That's me,
All these kids I got
one of these Kleenex cup holder things.
I'm just telling you.
Mhm.
Yes. You ready? You got something? I'm ready.
I am actually done. That was my last one.
I got a few more. Hold on. Ladies.
Let's see her last one here.
Nah, I can't end on this one. Ladies, forget all that fake moaning ish. If the D is bad, pull him close and start booing in his ear.
Please don't do that, ladies. You'll never get it again. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, this is my last one.
Okay.
Just because you're doing a lot more doesn't mean you're getting a lot done.
Yeah, that's right.
So
I had to realize that, y'all. Like I told y'all, remember, I was like, y'all, I'm working 3 jobs now. Nope, back down to 2. Because I was tiring myself out.
Yeah.
Yeah, when she texted me about, the schedule and stuff, I ignored her like she ignored me. Baby, I didn't even look at the phone.
watching this show.
I don't give a shit. I ain't coming back. I guarantee
What you say?
that.
You say
I ain't coming back. Yeah. I might say something that don't need to be said, but I don't be lying. Yeah, I'm definitely not lying.
Yeah.
Again, y'all, we want to thank y'all so much for tuning into the show. We want to thank our special guest, Tay, for being here with us. Again, y'all, 10 million adults experience domestic violence annually in the U.S. So you may not think you know somebody that is experienced or going through domestic violence. Again, that doesn't have to be physical abuse. It could be financial abuse, sexual abuse, intimidation, all of those things that we named earlier. So, we want to make sure that we understand the signs of abuse, how that person is treating you, how they're talking to you, if they're putting their hands on you, if they are isolating you. All of those different signs of abuse, y'all, you want to make sure you go over those things and talk to your children.
Yeah.
And talk to your children and see how they're doing. Do some 101.
Yeah.
Take them out to lunch one at a time.
You have to do that.
Yeah. Take them out to lunch one at a time and just talk to them individually.
Yeah.
You got to do that sometimes. And well, not sometimes, all the time. You need to know what's going on in their lives.
And don't accept the one word answer.
Yes,
I'm
that's
good,
right.
I'm fine. You got
Yes.
a probe. Yeah.
I learned that in the PTO. And Charles, I need some help. You need to call me. I learned that in the PTO. Making sure that you talk to the kids every single day. Oh, that's so horrible. Yeah. But anyway, making sure you talk to them every day and not accepting those one-word answers.
Yeah.
Asking them how their day went. What did they learn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did somebody make you smile today?
No.
You got
a teenager boy.
Yeah.
Listen,
I have to they get in the car and they singing these Hispanic songs that they learned.
Hey,
oh my God. It's driving me crazy.
It ends on October 15th.
It's driving me crazy. They was cha-cha-cha. Yeah, they in the program on Fridays. Oh, yeah, y'all are welcome to come if y'all want to come. I
promise you, I'm good.
Again, y'all, it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
So be vigilant. Share this live with somebody so that they can hear Tay's story, so they can hear all of those the good things that we said today on how you can recognize the signs as well.
Yeah.
I want to thank y'all for tuning in. And we will see y'all next Monday live right here, Rated Black Podcast, live every Monday at 7:00. Don't forget, we're gonna be highlighting businesses. If you're an entrepreneur, you have your own business, we're gonna be highlighting businesses every single Tuesday. We're gonna get you some business too, y'all. And so y'all make sure that y'all tune in for that and send us all your stuff and tell you how they gonna send it again.
At Rated Black crew@gmail.com.
You need to say it like you're sure.
Gmail.com. That's our email. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today.
Yes.
Thank you for all our guests tonight. Thank you.
You have a great one. We'll see y'all next Monday.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.